Some players are admired, respected, and seen as role models or idols. But others act too much like superstars and play football in an aggressive way that does not do justice to this beautiful game.
Wow, that's inexcusable.
Did you know that one player was so hated that fans even burned his shirt? Football is a passion, and people do crazy things when they love their team.
I think somebody's trod on his hand, that's where the biggest problem is.
Players can also lose their minds with passion and do completely inappropriate things like biting or headbutting opponents. In this video, we will rank the top most hated footballers in history. Are you ready? Then go grab a cold beer and let's dive into it. Number 1. Mason Greenwood. The first player on this list is from a big club and just became hated recently in 2022 after being loved by Manchester United fans at first. He made his appearance in the Red Devils' first team in the season 2019 to 2020 at just 17 years old. He even scored a goal against Astana in the UEFA Europa League match, becoming the youngest ever goalscorer in the European competition at the age of 17 years and 353 days. He was considered one of England's most promising players, alongside the other Manchester youngsters Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka from Arsenal. His stats in the Man United shirt were very impressive. He managed to score 22 goals in 83 appearances for the club. This allowed him to be called up by the coach Gareth Southgate to play for the England international first team. Suddenly, when his career was taking off, he was involved in a sexual assault. In January 2022, Mason Greenwood was arrested. He was suspected of raping and assaulting his girlfriend. Audio recordings of the moment were leaked on social media, in which we can hear the player's threats against the woman. He even threatened to kill her. Since then, the forward has not trained with Manchester United, and his image was taken down in every club's commercial. In Old Trafford, they even stopped selling the jerseys with his name on. The English national team did the same, and he was never called again to play for his country. His contract with Nike also ended, as well as his appearance in the globally popular FIFA video games from EA Sports. Number 2. Pepe. The iconic duels with Barcelona and Messi in particular from the time he was playing for Real Madrid are the major reason why he is so high on this list. In January 2012, in the Copa del Rey quarter-finals, he stepped on the Argentinian's hand on purpose. In April 2009, he lost his mind against Getafe with a nasty tackle on Javier Casquero and continued to hurt him while he was down on the ground. After that event, he was accused of violence and was suspended for 10 games. Some football commentators said it was not enough considering Pepe's unacceptable behaviour. He looks like someone ready to kill when he's playing football, and that creates chaos when he is near the ball. Wherever he played, in Besiktas, Real Madrid, Porto, and Maritimo, he was always aggressive. For the Portugal international team, he also had some moments where he lost control, like when he committed a ridiculous foul on Bayern Munich striker Thomas Müller and headbutted him right after that during the 2014 FIFA World Cup against Germany. Pepe has built a very dirty reputation everywhere he went. Number 3. Sergio Ramos. This defender is loved by a few people, but massively hated by others. His aggressiveness on the pitch can be seen as a strong will to win and highly competitive mentality, but sometimes it's too much. He can be brutal for football, which makes him one of the players with the highest number of red and yellow cards in the world. He saw the yellow card 171 times in La Liga when playing for Real Madrid and got sent off the pitch 20 times. That's a total of 191 times just in the Spanish league. In the Champions League, his collection up to now consists of 40 yellow cards and 4 reds. For the Spanish national team, he never saw a red card, but was warned with the yellow card 24 times. Let's count how many more he can add to his CV in the French league now that he's playing for Paris Saint-Germain. The fact that he took down an injured Liverpool's best player in Mohamed Salah in the 2018 Champions League final was the last straw. A lot of people criticised him and considered him one of the dirtiest players ever. He always aggressively tackles, kicks and elbows his opponents, provoking a lot of injuries. He wants to win so badly that he even uses his own hands to stop the opposition from scoring, as if he was a goalkeeper. Number 4. Luis Suarez. From handballing on the goal line, shouting racist insults, not shaking hands with players, to biting defenders, the Uruguayan striker has a lot of negative aspects to his career. To top that, His move from Barcelona to rivals Atletico Madrid in 2020 was not good at all for his popularity. Maybe he would be higher on the list if he had not scored so many goals. To be more precise about his actions, when he was playing for Liverpool, he refused to shake hands with the Manchester United left-back Patrice Evra. He was banned for racially abusing the French player. His biting history began first when he was playing in the Eredivisie for Ajax, after which he became a vampire once again at Anfield, biting Chelsea's defender Branislav Ivanovic. The last time he bit a player was in a Uruguayan shirt in a major competition. He waited for his next opportunity. In the 2014 World Cup, Luis Suarez wanted a little taste of the Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini, who strangely said afterward that he admires the striker for his malice. He must be one of the few people who do not hate the 35-year-old player. Number 5. Diego Costa. The Brazilian-born striker, who plays for Spain, also had a bad temper. In Brazil, people do not like him because he chose to play for Spain instead of his home country. On the pitch, the violent attitude he shows does not match a striker's style of play. He is often seen kicking and stamping on opponents. Maybe he should have been a defender instead. He's one of the top players alongside Pepe when it comes to trash talk, and that often ends in physical confrontations with him being the main actor. His Chelsea teammate Kurt Zouma once said that Diego likes to cheat and even simulates being injured when there is minimal contact with defenders. Football fans describe this player as one who lacks honour and integrity. Number 6. Marco Materazzi. One of the most iconic moments in a World Cup final was Zidane's red card against Italy, leaving the French team with one less player on the pitch in 2006. Without their best player and 1998 Ballon d'Or winner, the Bleu lost the final. Italy's international team won the World Championship title, and they owe it mostly to Marco Materazzi. This nasty defender insulted Zidane's family during the entire game, and the French captain lost his mind after a few minutes and headbutted the defender. The player, who played for 10 years at Inter Milan, is not welcomed at all in France. In the Italian Serie A, he is one of the most hated defenders of all time. Besides the Nerazzurri shirt, he also played for other teams in Italy like Marsala, Trapani, Carpi and Perugia. His violent style of play and trash talking was top level. During his career, he received a total of 114 yellow cards and 15 reds. Number 7. Eden Hazard. Until his early 20s, the Belgian phenomenon was one of the most loved players in the world. Winning both the French Cup and the Ligue 1 title with Lille in 2011, he then went to Chelsea in 2012, where he won the Premier League and the Europa League twice, as well as one FA Cup and one Carabao Cup. Individually, he won many awards. During his 4 years playing for Lille, he won 2 Best Young Player awards and 2 Best Player trophies. Sadly, he lost his mind at 22 years old during a Chelsea game by kicking a ball boy during a match against Swansea City in 2013. He got a straight red card for it. After that, his popularity went down quickly, but he managed to recover it by being the Player of the Year at Chelsea in 2014, 2015, 2017 and 2019. His style of play and skills were brilliant. He scored 164 goals in his club career and made an impressive number of 145 assists. For the Belgian international team, he scored 33 goals and made 35 assists. But when he made his move to Real Madrid in 2019 for 160 million euros, his reputation was again at a low. His lifestyle in Madrid is not the best, due to the high expectations around him and the expensive price the club paid. The fans often criticise the Belgian for his lack of professionalism in training, which leads to a lot of injuries, and he often appears overweight. His stats in Spain's capital are very bad compared to his performances in France and England. He managed to score 6 goals in 42 appearances and only made 10 assists. Number 8. Raheem Sterling. Changing to a rival's team always results in a matter of hate. That's what happened to Raheem Sterling. After spending 3 amazing years in Liverpool, he went to Manchester City and was heavily criticised in England. People said he only cared about money and loudly booed him when he came back to play in Anfield against his former team. There was also an altercation with his England teammate Joe Gomez. Sterling, 5'7", grabbed the 6'2" defender by the neck, saying the words, "Still the big man?" The consequences for the winger were big. He was immediately dropped from the squad. The 2014 Golden Boy winner was criticised by anti-gun campaigners for his M16 assault rifle tattoo on his leg. He said that he would never touch a gun and that the meaning behind it was related to his late father who was shot. Last but not least, football fans don't like divers, and Raheem Sterling falls easily and very frequently during games. Number 9. Mario Balotelli. Super Mario is known for being one of the most immature and arrogant players in history. The Italian striker loves to have fun, maybe too much. He messes a lot with the media and does not hesitate to shut them up when he wants to. He does not care at all what people think of him. He can do something crazy on the pitch and be sent off with a red card. One time his teammates covered his mouth because they knew he might say something crazy and did not want him to be punished with a card again. His Manchester City coach, Roberto Mancini, once said, "I told him, if you played with me 10 years ago, I would give you every day maybe one punch in your head." There are different ways to help a guy like Mario. I don't speak with him every day, otherwise I would need a psychologist. Here are a couple of fun facts about Mario's career outside the pitch. In 2011, he threw one dart in the direction of youth team players at the club's Carrington Training Academy. Nobody was hurt. It was a prank, and in the same year, he burned down his house with fireworks. Number 10. Neymar. The Brazilian superstar is a player who is really hated in Paris right now. His talent is of course undeniable, but he could be a lot better if he was more professional. His move from Barcelona to PSG for a record €222 million at the time was not well accepted. In Catalonia, they said that the Brazilian was going after money only. Did you know that some of them were so upset that they burned Neymar's shirt after his transfer move in 2017? Since he arrived in Paris, he had more problems than ever. He was accused of sexually abusing a woman in a hotel room in the French capital. His performances on the pitch were very irregular. He was not playing the same level of football as in his glory Barcelona days. Due to his age, Neymar was supposed to be reaching his peak when in Paris, but instead he was often injured, missing a lot of important games. And he also had some problems with his weight. Apparently he enjoyed French food too much. For a forward, he surprisingly has a lot of red cards, 11 in total. Finally, his particularly selfish style of play and his habit of simulating too much tend to also be a reason for his unpopularity. That's all for today. I hope you liked this video. Let me know in the comments which one of these players you hate the most and why. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Check out the video appearing on the screen now, and I will see you in the next one.